What? I can share a screen here. It's easier probably than it's a web browser, right? It's a browser source. Just share your share the setup when you have a second. This is how I've been doing duo streams now. It's way easier because it's all in one place. Yeah, probably Australian internet. Yeah, I'll try not to do that. Speaking of gym breakers, whoever worked on that meta is an idiot. So, yeah. I mean, there's ways to build a meta, right? You think about it. You think about typings, sort of mons. You check PV poke, blah blah blah, all this stuff, right? No. Let's just have a draft. I'm sure drafting typings and Pokemon and stuff is gonna end up with a balanced meta at the end result. I'm sure that's gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry, but you got to be stupid if you think you can throw like 15 people together in a draft format and come out with a balanced meta that's actually fun. Seems like a bad idea. Well, you haven't even shared your screen with me yet, so I don't know what's going on. Discord, fine. You can just share the whatever it's called. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, fuck gym breakers. Who's ever in chat there that likes gym breakers.
How's that? Oh man, I've been. That's a shame. I've been spouting some truth here on my end.
He was ripping on gym breakers like hard. Like, I was defending it actually.
Telling people what I really think of inadequates and Yekai.
What do you think about inadequates?
No, but I can't repeat it now if they missed it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
The belly bold emote. You've got a new emote.
Oh fuck you. Okay, do the end. Can you do you have the original source for that GIF? If you post it right now in the do the memes, I will upload it right now, and I have instant upload on Twitch, so it will be available any minute if you post it there.
Lau knows people who knows people.
Do the end is like the best emote guy ever.
Really?
He's like a wizard with Photoshop.
That is a skill that I wish I had. Like I've got like barely passable skills. Like I can just barely make those thumbnails that you said, like the when Greg posted that announcement, like that thumbnail I made, and that was like okay.
Oh wait, do you want the thumper or do you want that one? Do the ant. Because I have animated slots available if you have a GIF. Or do you have the belly bald there? Let me see how many emote slots I have available. I have... Oh, I'm actually out of emote slots. I have animated emote slots. I have... a free emotes, follower emotes. Can you use those anywhere if you're following them?
Hey, Hawks, hey. Yeah, we usually just chat for 5 or so minutes anyway, just for people to come into the, like, give people time to come in. Sometimes we chat about Lyle's emotes, and sometimes we chat about slightly more interesting things.
Okay, he got the tapper here. Called Belly Bald Bongo.
Hey, Amber.
See if this fits here. Yeah, because I am out of standard emotes. Hopefully none got deleted. And then...
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it, Amber. Amber, you made some Tuscan chicken tonight.
Okay.
Alright, I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah, hold on.
Mm-hmm. Lyle's got business. Nah,
Okay,
it was, wait, hey, Holtz, I feel like you know the answer. I reckon you're trolling.
Okay, did you see it? Okay, we're done.
Okay, we're done. So SS Thorn won the Sublock challenge.
Yeah, fuck him.
With barely any cheating.
Yeah, minimal cheating.
Like, so little. Thinking of starting with Solstice?
Oh, sure. Which that's the Ultra League one?
That is the Ultra League one, yes.
Okay. I have... Yeah.
And already off the bat, I'm liking Oinkalone.
They say Crystal's the best. That's what I heard.
I mean, they do say that. Against
I heard it was sick.
Oinkalone...
It's like apparently pretty close considering one it's tackling, so
yeah, Oinkalone's winning the 2s. I reckon with an energy lead that does flip at least one of the other shield scenarios. Yeah, so it's winning the 1s with a couple of tackles of energy. And is that straight?
Interesting that they
they do have to bait with a body slam after the Trailblaze, which is a bit janky.
What in the 2s?
In the 1s.
It's weird that they're trailblazing once and then going straight body slam because a trailblaze doesn't even increase their tackle damage. And the body slam does like 5 more damage after trailblazing.
So what does that do to its damage per energy?
I don't think trailblazing makes sense unless you're going to trailblaze like more than once.
Because like the difference of 10 energy. So at the moment, like starting DPE is 0.77 versus 0.6 for body slam. Maybe the 5 extra damage that body slam does after a trailblaze makes it a better damage per energy.
I guess. I don't know.
So what 35 divided by 26.
I guess you need that extra damage on the Trailblaze at the end, or at the body slam, or else they make another Exorcer. I don't know. It's just weird. You need 3 Trailblazes for your tackles to do 3 damage. So
yeah, which is not very viable. Kyram from Mikey Morgs.
Shadow Crustle kind of shits on it. Yeah, Kyram I heard is pretty decent too. Because it's like Crustle, I guess it's mainly using Fury Cutter, so...
Yeah. I mean, surely you're going to come across some Smackdowns.
I think it was probably team dependent, but... I mean, the Kyurem beats Crustle, normal Crustle, without... Because you're just debuffing it, right?
Yeah.
The Rock Slide's doing 60%, but after a debuff, it's doing about 47, so... And the Fury Cutters just aren't doing enough damage. It's like Kyurem has a lot of HP, so can eat Fury Cutters pretty well.
I imagine that, like, even with the Fury Cutter damage, it's still only taking 2 Rock Slides.
Versus SmackDown, so...
Oh, wow. That's against regular up?
Yeah, I'm sure the Shadow... I mean, that's only the 1 shield, but... You barely lose... to there's also a high rank Kyurem. Oh no, this is default.
I've got mine set to rank 1s. I've got Kyurem beating Shadow Crustle in the 1s and 2s as well. But that's right, SmackDown was nerfed. Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's got a... What was it, a damage nerf?
Yeah. Yeah, not quite doing as much.
It still seems fine, but I mean, there's other ground types, right? Like the Hippowdon here, which I think is pretty popular. So, and then you're just slow, right? At least with Fury Cutter, you can spam out because like Exorcist is still a pretty good move.
Yeah.
So you can like spam that out pretty good. So I think Cressel is pretty solid. From what I heard.
Mikey Morg saying Kyurem and Galarian Slowbro. Unbreakable Core. We
what?
going with that? Kyurem and Galarian Slowbro.
Yeah, the Slowbro is another pick that I've seen people using. Yeah, Slowbro, Kyurem, Crustle, Hippowdon, those types of things. Yeah, Hippowdon, that's why. Yeah, Hippowdon's pretty sick too. Because you're so... Unlike Crustle, you're like so fast to the rock move.
We're running Sand Attack in this one, right?
Yeah. I mean, you still do lose to Kyurem, but I mean, those...
Because how much does a Weather Ball do?
Does about 50%.
50% from the Shadow.
Yeah, it does a lot. It does a lot. I mean...
And you're getting there so quickly, too.
Like any sort of like shield advantage on your... For like a Hippowdon seems pretty good. Because you don't really have... Like, I mean, Kyurem has the Glaciate, but you also got to remember it's pretty glassy, right? Like, it's a legendary at level like 25. You know, it says here level 24 to 27, right? So, typically, those legendaries are not like going to be that, like tanky at that CP, right? And that range.
To answer Amber, you can get Ultra League Kyurem straight from the raid. Obviously, you want to trade for better IVs, but like you can do it just straight from the raid if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all you got and you actually want to, if you need to use it, then for sure you can use it directly from the raid. But Like I have a decent one that's been traded to me. I have one from a raid that I've tagged for Ultra League. I have a decent one that my brother traded me. It's not like insane, but it gets to like 2488. So I mean, if it had a little bit more HP, it'd be like pretty good, but it has Glaciate already, so that's the key because you definitely want that, and that's Legacy, right? So
check out how close the Titan's getting in the ones to Crustle. That's 2 HP. You can make
the
that
Titan's
work.
pretty sick. I like the
Titan's
Titan
looking
in
good.
general.
How does
Looks like ice damage is pretty decent in general.
yeah.
Avalog is good because again, this is debuffers. Anything where you're debuffing is nice, right?
What's Avalog using? Ice Fang Avalanche Crunch?
Ice Fang. Yeah, or Icy Wind.
Oh, it's got Icy
I mean,
Wind.
it's got a lot of moves. It's got Crunch, it's got Body Slam, Icy Wind, Earthquake, Mirror Coat. So I mean, for Battle Frontier or things like that, those mons are also really nice, right? So, like depending on obviously your TM situation and like what Pokemon your opponent brings, like having some moveset flexibility is always nice, right?
And one thing I'm liking is that the top Pokemon can be easily played around by like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this meta seems pretty good actually, I'm not gonna lie. Like this I mean, not to spoil anything, but of the metas they've curated for this cycle, this one seems decent.
Yeah. No spoilers though. Where are we at? Let's go Solstice. Let's go all Pokemon in Solstice. Actually, let's just go meta. So Crustle 22-20 against the meta. Let's check it out with like two or three. Let's go 2 Fury Cutters energy at the moment. It's 27-15. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good safe switch.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was just a regular. I think Shadow's ranked higher. That's a safe switch. We got 24-18. Get 2 Fury Cutters. It's at 29-13. Wow. Better than Justicar. Justicar was pretty good too, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, no? Lyle doesn't agree.
It was okay. Justicar was actually decent until they introduced the Slowbros. After the Slowbro Community Day, when they both got surfed, Justicar went to shit.
Right. Okay, so we've talked about Kyurem, Crustle, Hippowdon, and just generally ices. So what about like a Lapras or a Samurott?
Samurott seems good. I mean, there's a new one here, Shadow Samurott, which is obviously just released this week at number 5. So that's interesting. If you're playing this meta, probably try to get yourself one of those if you can, because it is ranked, quite a bit higher than about 9 spots higher.
Yeah, wow.
Than the non-Shadow, but
so it's crushing Crustle. Hippowdon's a little closer. It is winning all evens. What about with energy?
Yeah, like the Shadow Samurott just seems like an insane closer. Like you're just gonna be firing Hydro Cannons off. And again, like Fury Cutter seems like a pretty good damage fast move in this. Like not damage, but like in general, like it's not like heavily resisted. So you're at least doing some damage while generating like a lot of energy. So
Yeah. And you can win the zeros against Kyurem going straight Hydro.
as a shadow.
As a shadow, yes. That is wild.
I've been waiting for Shadow Samurai for a while. I'm pretty excited. I haven't got a good, decent one yet, but I'm still looking. Gonna be grinding a bit this weekend, I guess, trying to get a good one.
So Hydro Cannon does 62. Yeah, I don't think throwing Glaciate will be able to save you there. Oh, maybe. Oh, hang on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 2 rank 1s, so further studies needed. But if you throw the Glaciate against the Shadow Samurai, you can get to another Dragon Claw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the Psychics. We haven't talked about many poisons yet. We've got the Galarian Slowbro that we've mentioned, but we've also
I feel like
got
poison.
Muck.
I feel like poison fast move kind of sucks, but I don't know. They're ranked pretty high, but just seems like it would be underwhelming. Like I don't know.
I mean, so underwhelming against Crustle and Hippowdon, but what other like big prominent Pokemon are resisting it? I guess Lunatone.
I mean, you're losing the. It says you're losing a Inkalogne.
As the Muck.
Yeah. I mean, those are like.
Well, that's just because Oinkolone's amazing.
I mean, but what you're losing to like basically. Seems like those 3 Pokemon are going to be pretty common. So you're just like when if you're like what you're bringing a Pokemon that's going to like lose to half your opponent's team right off the bat. Like, it just seems I don't know. Maybe there's place for it, but
I've seen.
I don't like those
before.
picked.
I can't point to specific examples off the top of my head, but I'm sure we've seen metas where there's like these 3 Pokemon are the best, and then you've got like this Pokemon that beats everything else, and it's been pretty good. But fighters in the current Open Great League meta, like you've got Clodsire and Azumarill everywhere, but the fighters still find a way to shine. Champ, hey, welcome in.
Sorry, I'm not reading chat, so if I miss anything, it's my bad.
Is in the zone. Lunatone, I don't believe is the only Starwave user. I believe there's 3.
There's I saw Starmie. And
for Mr. Mime. Don't forget Mr. Mime.
Here? Is Malamar in this meta? I don't even know what the.
It's not. So
like a band or something.
Should have grabbed the graphic.
What's this called? What's this thing called again?
Solstice. Hang on, I'll put the graphic up on the screen. Just a sec. Image. So it's like pretty simple. 4 types: bug, ice, normal, and psychic. And then fire and steel band. Lunatone doesn't even beat Kyurem that hard.
Bug. Oh, psychic. But they banned Malamar. That makes sense.
Yeah. Starmie having interesting play. Oh, I don't know. With
We'll get shredded by the Fury Cutter.
Yeah, the Fury Cutters.
Users, but...
how does it go against Kyurem with its power gem? Is there a Shadow Starmie? No.
No, there's no Shadow Stormy. I think the best Psywave users are gonna be Lunatone and Solrock, but I think Solrock's worse, obviously, mainly because it's coverage move. I mean, they both have Psywave Rock Slide, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think they're pretty similar Pokemon. 39, 54.
I think the Moonblast does help on Lunatone.
Yeah, it's the same stats. I think 157,
yeah.
138, 182. Yeah, it's the exact same stats, but it's just a better coverage move, right? Like the Moonblast,
yeah,
it's just better in the meta. So, I mean, because you have something like a Kyurem. I mean, a Rock Slide's not going to one-shot it, but like I feel like a Moonblast would like clap it, you know?
Yeah. And...
like Rock Slide does 60%, Moonblast does 84. Like, we're talking like a chunk versus like gone. You know?
And
so
I've got it here with Kyurem having 3 Dragon Breaths lead, and it's still losing all the evens against Lunatone. So, like, even though 541, that's not like a comfortable win, like, it's consistent.
Yeah.
Are there no
I'm glad I'm not
fairies
playing Ultra League, though, because there's a lot of shit I would have to build for this.
Galarian Rapidash beats Crustle in the ones. And because Lyle hates poison jabbers, no one's going to use any.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Slowbro, the Galarian Slowbro is pretty good. It also has the option of confusion. But I feel like Brutal Swing Surf is like way better than Thunder Punch Dark Pulse. Surf seems nice. You know? And like, I don't know, Muck, it's like, it's just so weird. You have the Stab, Thunder Punch, or Poison Jab. Then like Thunder Punch Dark Pulse always seems like such a underwhelming moveset. Maybe the Shadow's better, I'm not sure.
I think that moveset, well, particularly Thunder Punch. I really like Thunder Punch on that Muck.
I guess they did buff Thunder Punch, so maybe it's a bit better now. I haven't used it. I haven't used Muck like at all recently, but I guess buff Thunder Punch might actually help it a little bit.
Holtz, I wouldn't call Crustle mid. Like it's good. It's just not like busted. It's not like you can throw Crustle in and like if you get it in the right matchup, it's you just have to tap and there's nothing else, right? Like
seems nice, flexible.
Yeah.
I mean, can give you options for a lot of things. Like it's not like necessarily gonna win everything, but it's not gonna just get like hard walled either. So.
I don't actually mind this as a bit of a spice pick. Like you're destroying Samurott, you do beat Kyurem, you beat Crustle. That's like your big three, I guess. This is Galarian Rapidash. But it would be
you also have the fight. We have some fighting damage too. That could be decent. Ursaring here. Like a Shadow Claw user. Again, there's not a lot of like things that resist Shadow Claw. You do have the close combat, which is doing a lot of damage to quite a few things. Obviously, like Lunatone, Gallade, those types of things. You're going to be dealing super effective damage, which are Shadow Claws, right? So even the Galarian Slowbro. So could be nice. And they did buff Swift like a couple seasons ago. So you do have the stab Swift. You get there. It's a 5/4 pacing with Shadow Claw. So it's pretty spammy. I definitely think it's also pretty good. Could be good, interesting pick. Yes, here Rapidash there.
Okay, so Shadow Gary losing record from a standing start. What about with... Let's give it 3 Dragon Breaths. Goes to 25-17, which is okay, but like... the results of Crustle with an energy lead were better. But then, like, what's it losing to? Like, they're not very popular stuff. Like, I don't know how many Volt Switches are going to be running around. If I'm slow. I still want to look at Lapras soon, because I think that'll be a solid choice. Ursaring... Actually, Ursaring beating Shadow Gary is interesting.
With the flying types, at least you have something that resists like Fury Cutter or Sand Attack too. Right? So it's like a...
But then, like, how much does Rock Slide from Crustle do to Shadow Gary?
Tree can take one. They nerf Rock Slide.
What about Shadow Crustle? 79%. I reckon Fury Cutter damage will put that over the edge.
Maybe.
No, okay. The Gary does survive. A-Holt's saying DD Defense Deoxys. I don't know if Megas were... Oh yeah, Megas are available for this one. The highest ranked Mega is Gallade at 56 with a rating of 84.9. Mega Medicham. That's interesting.
Megas just typically aren't good in the other leagues because they just don't have enough levels to sort of to utilize their stat products, right?
Yeah.
Right, they're like pretty good in some Megas are pretty good in Master League just because they finally can reach their like full potential, right? But there's not many Megas that are usually when they Mega they add a lot of attack to
them. So if we check out fighting. So A-Holtz, give me the elevator pitch of why DD is the fighter you'd go with.
Dude, it's so slow.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he has an argument for it.
It's just like 6 counters to a Psycho Boost, 8 counters to a Rock Slide in Ultra League, and the thing is, it doesn't do any damage. Like, I don't know. I think Deoxys. I don't know. Maybe it's
got
usable, but
Obstagoon even with the bug weakness. There's A-Holtz backtracking.
You have another Shadow Claw. You have Zangoose here. It's like similar to Ursaring. It does beat Ursaring because you do win charge attack priority.
Oh, okay.
You have Night Slash instead of Swift, right? So it has some pros and cons to it. They're very similar. Has some pros and cons with the Night Slash. I guess like it's a little bit better against. Could be more consistent against some of the psychic types potentially, but you're also a bit glassier,
Mhm.
I think. So, but the CMP win over like Earth Ring, that type of stuff is pretty nice. So
Well, how common do you expect Earth Ring to be?
I think it could be. I mean, the Shadow one looks pretty decent. We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah.
But it looks like it hits pretty hard, and like I mean, nothing walls. What really walls like normal plus fighting plus ghost coverage, right?
Nothing.
So at least again, I think the meta is what's nice about it is like you can have those picks, which not necessarily like clapping things, but give you some flexibility on your team to kind of like throw in. You know, if you get a farm down, a little bit of energy here or there, grab a shield advantage. Next thing you know, you're like cooking, right? Because it's not getting like walled necessarily by things. It's not like in other metas where people are two shielding their Titan or their Solar Rock for alignment, so they can get their, you know, Hippowdon on your, I don't know, your Clodsire or something like that.
Yep.
You know, that type of thing. So
Agreed.
Um,
Armored Mewtwo, I'm not a huge fan of, mainly because of the Fury Cutters.
yeah, Side Strike is a good move. It does have Rock Slide, which I guess seems like rock coverage is pretty valuable in this meta. So maybe it's not the worst thing.
Maybe it's not as bad with an energy lead. I feel like it's kind of slow.
They're still Side Striking. Side Strike. Oh my god. Yeah, Side Strike does more damage than a Rock Slide.
To a Crustle. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you do not want a Rock Slide. Same.
So it's got dynamic punch for Kyurem.
Yeah. Yeah, you have dynamic punch. You have Earthquake. I'm not sure what that would be good for. Future Sight, if you want to go nuts and do some big damage, I guess. Probably just going to be running for the normals.
You've got to have dynamic punch.
If they started giving Mewtwo Psywave, like if Armored Mewtwo had Psywave, now that would be
that would be crazy.
Yeah, but they can't do it.
I agree, Freya. What was I gonna say? Mewtwo against Ursaring. How does that go?
I mean, I feel like Ursaring can just probably loses, but
It's winning the 0s and 2s on mine.
What? Ursaring?
Mewtwo.
I mean, according to this, Dynamic Punch does almost 80% to a Shadow.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good damage. I mean, it's definitely nothing to, you know.
Confusion is still doing more damage to Ursaring per turn than what Shadow Claw is to Mewtwo. Which is interesting. So you actually don't even need Dynamic Punch. You can just straight Side Strike.
It's a pacing issue, though. Like, Ursaring just so fast to
in the 2s, anyway. Yeah.
Even the ones. Right. Shadow wins the ones.
Like, yeah, and in the 0s you do need the Dynamic Punch. Oh, maybe not. Okay. No, you're winning with just Side Strike. That's wild.
I mean, I doubt... I mean, Armored Mewtwo is one of those things where it's hard to get, so...
Yeah.
I doubt many people have Like this one says 164. Mine has 161. So I technically lose. I would lose the one shield to
Right.
a regular Ursa ring too.
And no one has the rank 1.
I mean, maybe
So-
someone does, but
Not a single person. So if we were to like narrow down a core meta right now, we're looking at Crustle, Kyurem, Samurott, Shadow Ursa Ring, and Galarian Slowbro. Oh, and Hippowdon.
Galarian Slowbro, Hippowdon. Think so? Like, throw in another ice type of your choice. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like Avalugg or something like that. Those types of things. Throw in your normal type if you want. Your Shadow Claw users. Yeah. I think it's like the thing is, like, there's a lot of Pokemon that look viable, but a lot of them also look like they can fill sort of similar type roles too, right? So, which is interesting. So,
so Lapras is beating Kyurem in the 0s and 2s, and just losing by 1 HP in the 1s. That is with Legacy Ice Beam, though. It's Ice Shard and Ice Beam. What about against Crustle? Again, 0s and 2s.
what?
Lapras against Crustle. That's regular.
Because Shadow wins once, looks like. Beats Kyurem. Beats Slowbro. Beats Shadow Hippowdon. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I do like Lapras,
6-10.
especially that Shadow.
If you look at the key wins, like Crustle, Hippowdon, Kyurem, and Galarian Slowbro. Those are some pretty good key wins, right?
I think the regular does better against a Samurott, if I remember rightly.
I mean, you could always put Skull Bash on it. I guess this one they're landing an Ice Beam, then Ice Sharding down. Interesting. I mean, you can still do it with Surf, but it's tight.
And what's that against? That's Slowbro.
But I wonder, like,
Because what do you need Ice Beam for?
it's a good question. I don't know.
I guess over, like, instead of Surf, you'd probably use your Ice Beam. You'd use Ice Beam against Gary. Or just any flyers, really. Kangaskhan beats Crustle, Samurott, Kyurem, and G-Bros. But that's what we're trying to work out, Amber. Is, like, whether Skull Bash or Ice Beam is the way to go.
Kangaskhan sucks. Sorry. Also, have you seen how many legacy moves that thing has?
I'm about to.
Everything's a fucking legacy move.
Stomp,
legacy.
Brick
Brick break legacy.
Okay, so two legacy moves.
Yeah, but those are like common moves. And like, what happens if you're, this week, maybe I want outrage. Well, what? Then you need a second Kangaskhan. Not everyone lives in Australia, you know.
Maybe you just power up punch for your mud slappers and.
It says here
Crunch
level
or
44 is the rank 1, so you even need XLs on that thing.
Mud slap, power punch, outrage instead of crunch. Yeah, I guess outrage for the Kyurem. Or do you want like crunch? Because it's more like general, doesn't take as long to get there. Like you might still beat. Yeah, you still beat Kyurem. That's with outrage though. What happens if you got Crunch?
Yeah, they're recommending Power Punch Outrage. So it's like
Ooh.
one of those things you're looking at like, oh, so is it beating Kyurem? Or like, are they shielding a Power Up Punch? Like, yeah, they're shielding a Power Up Punch. You're landing an Outrage and you have 20 HP remaining. So like, it's funny, like, when you're saying like, oh, Kangaskhan beats Kyurem. Like, does it really? Like, it can beat it.
It can.
But do you think it actually beats it? Like, I don't know. Like, those are like sure, if things work perfectly, then yes.
Look, I'm not minding it because like that can be a Pokemon that you can use to frustrate the crap out of your opponent. Like, imagine building up like 6-7 Mudslaps, whatever it is, like 60 or 65 energy, and then like throwing a power up punch.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that. Bait me, bait me,
bait me, bro.
Go for it.
The new Pokemon Grapparai learns Mudslap with Poison Fang. Is that going to be eligible?
It's a poison normal type.
Okay. But doesn't it have like way high attack?
That I'm not sure. Traffic egg here. There you go.
Oh yeah, here it is. Number 72. Mudslap, Poison Fang, Sludge Bomb. It's got to be level 50. Gross.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna have that. I don't know if it's any good, but you know, don't think it's anything I would be too worried about. You know what I'm saying?
Losing to 4 of the Pokemon we just established as core meta.
Mm-hmm. That's always good. Losing the top meta picks. That's how you get your way into a meta.
See, they're gonna expect you to pick the good Pokemon. That's when you hit them with a ban. Grapparai.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with the Regice over here? What's going on with the
how
Regice?
Good Regice is interesting. Just doesn't do enough damage sometimes, especially in Ultra League. I'm not sure if like Confusion's gonna be good in this cup, but
what knows Confusion other than Mewtwo?
I guess Uxie here. Apparently, you need an XL for that.
Has Uxie ever been good at anything?
I mean, it's got Swift. Confusion Swift. So
Swift coming every 3 Confusions is alright?
It beats Samurai, yeah,
Really?
It says here. Well, this is like a rank 1, but it's like really bulky. Like if you search pure meta by stat product, like Uxie's number 2 in the meta. It's got more bulk than DD.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, always, in PvP, we're always looking for things with bulk, right? So,
I wonder what happens if you give Regice Focus Blast, like Blizzard Focus Blast, maybe.
Like, I have a decent Grey League Uxie, actually. I haven't built it yet, but it also knows Thunder, I guess, so that could be good for... Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why it's okay in the Samurott. It's just, like, annoying, probably, in general, because it's, like, so tanky, right?
So I think Kyurem's the only good pickup. And Hisuian Avalugg. Well, no, because, like, how many people are going to use Hisuian Avalugg? We'd all be using the regular one, right?
Think so. I mean, they have their pros and cons. Powder
Yeah.
Snow versus Ice Fang, right?
And Rock Slide would be pretty good.
You have the rock subtyping. I'm not sure if that helps you at
Yeah.
all in this meta.
So you're double weak to fighting.
Yeah, it's not a ton of fighting, but I feel like just the ice subtyping is better, right? So
Which is weird to say.
mm-hmm.
Very narrowly beating Shadow Hippowdon.
Unless you're worried about muck, then you can
You might be.
you can resist the poison. Then you can resist the poison jab.
There will be plenty of poison jab running, even if it's not muck. You got Galarian Slowbro. What is this? What is this shield chart?
That's sick.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily hate muck, but I get the sense that if you're gonna have one poison jabber on your team, there's no reason for it to not be Galarian Slowbro.
Yeah. Plus, you also have the option of confusion, so which is something. And then in general, you just have the moveset flexibility too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just you're probably going to be running Surf Brutal Swing most of the time, but you might want to for a particular week you want to run like a Sludge Bomb, right? Or maybe you going to be spamming Brutal Swings most of the time, but you just want to put that Focus Blast on there just in case you go up against like an Oinkologne or something,
Mm.
You have that
So you
option
got
of like a Focus
optionality.
Blast.
Yeah.
It's like Focus Blast would clap a couple things, right? Also, like if people are bringing any dark types, like I said, maybe you don't need Surf one particular week, depending on your opponent's team. Maybe you're fine with just spamming Brutal Swings, but you want to have the coverage of the Focus Blast, or even like a Scald, like big damage, So
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
A Bomber Snow is one we haven't looked at. With Icy Wind, you're beating Shadow Hippowdon, you're beating Oinkologne, you're beating Kyurem, you're beating Samurott as well, which is actually surprising to me. So let's look more into that. Beating it in the 1s and 2s, that would be with a bait, surely. Yeah, you're baiting with an Icy Wind. Which, they can tank an Energy Ball, so I'm not sure they would realistically shield the first attack.
I mean, you destroy Hippowdon, but the rest of it just seems kind of like cope for a Bomb Snow. Like, we've already talked about it. There's a shit ton of ice types. You're an ice type that loses to other ice types mainly.
Yeah.
Then you're taking super effective damage from Fury Cutter. You're taking super effective damage from Poison Jab. Just seems like, I don't know, maybe it definitely has a place as like, because there is Hippowdon and things like that, but
yeah, fair enough.
Just seems like a losing. Not that it can't be good on a team, but I feel like it will be hard to justify using, or like it might be It might be like a lineup dependent thing.
Garvantula looking interesting, so it has a major problem against 3 of the big 6, I think we said. And Galarian Slayer, 4 of the big 6.
I mean, you could run Fury Cutter Galvantula.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's probably better Fury Cutter users, but
Energy Ball as well.
Yeah, you have Energy Ball, Cross Poison, Discharge, Return, according to this. So, yeah, I mean, I could see it getting some use, especially if there's a lot of water types, and it probably does well enough into the psychics, right? So,
Let's see. We haven't talked too much about Gallade. Where does that stand in the grand scheme of things? So, like, could you fit both? Say, could you fit multiple close combaters in a team? We've talked about if we want to group them, we've got Ursaring, Gallade, and Zangu. So you're 3 close combaters, right?
I mean, probably. They're you know, what is Gallade weak to mainly? It's just like fairies and flying types, right? Well, there's not too many fairies. There's limited flying type, right? We have Articuno. Again, it
Gyarados.
seems like it's Articuno seems pretty bad, not gonna lie. Like suffers sort of the same issue as Abomasnow, where it's like you're losing to the ice types, you're losing to Crustle. It's mainly like, yeah, you have Articuno potentially, you have Gyarados, Pidgeot, I guess. Kind of a copium pick.
Yeah, but there's
some
not too much flying around.
Flyers. So
you could theoretically, if you wanted to play that way, have a Gallade and an Ursaring in your team.
For sure.
They're not really losing to a lot of the same things. Oh wow. Shadow Ursaring gets destroyed by Oinkologne apparently. So how much is close combat doing? 73%.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where it's like energy. I mean, if you look at the Sims, it's like they're not throwing a close combat because it doesn't KO.
Yeah.
So they go down with 69 energy, even though they have like almost enough for double swift. Like
right.
they have the close combat energy, so it is a little weird of a sim for sure. You lose the zeros.
To me though, that makes Oinkologne even better of a safe switch, because if your opponent's only counter is a fighter, then well, specifically Ursaring, like if they've got Ursaring and they try and switch that in, then they're pretty screwed. And I think we established that Oinkologne does pretty well with a bit of an energy lead against Crustle as well.
It's just gonna be they're just gonna chip it with whatever and then fucking mirror. Just like it's just like Lickitung, right? What's the best counter to Lickitung safe swap?
It is another
Lickitung safe swap. You just chip it and you mirror.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's the easy way. That's the easy way to deal with the bulky pivots that are unchecked is to sort of like just chip it down a bit and then neutralize it. So
I think the difference it's a small difference, but like I don't think Oinkologne will be as omnipresent as what Lickitung was back in its heyday. Like Oinkologne's good, but it's maybe give it like 3 months, then the meta might condense and everyone will have an Oinkologne. But at least at the start, like I don't think everyone's going to gravitate towards Oinkologne.
Well, man, I miss Lickitung.
I do not. I'm quite happy for Lickitung to stay on the bench.
Nah, Lickitung was sick. Everyone can fuck off. See if I even have a Oinkologne.
Double. As far as spicier picks go, still sticking with Galarian Rapidash, Lapras, Lunatone. Obstagoon might be something. Shadow Obstagoon ranked higher.
I think I TM one, so
nice.
Looks like I have a rank 34 Oinkologne for Ultra League.
No, Oinkologne.
Only needs level 46.5, so that's not the. It's not like crazy XL, you know, like some of the other ones. Like a rank 1 is 47, level 47, so
All right.
that's not too bad.
Is there anything else you wanted to mention with Solstice, or are we happy to move on?
Not really. There's a rank. I have a rank 18 Shadow Obstagoon for Ultra League. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, for sure. You're beating Oinkalone. You're beating Kyurem. You are losing to Galarian Slowbro. Actually, that might be dependent on stuff. No.
Yeah, but I'm not
run
building
Leaf.
Pokemon for this meta anyways. So
Yeah.
I mean, we have two capable. We just picked up another Ultra League person, so we have like
Leaving it to them.
we have our typical Ultra League guy. Now we have a backup Ultra League guy. So, yeah, I'm focused on Master League and whatever.
Oh, you know Master League.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, bye, Lau. Yeah, I'm not actually liking Obstagoon. To like, it's going to be tough for it to beat a Galarian Slowbro. Like, you need a lot of spare energy. The fact that it's getting one shot by both of the close combaters, it's losing to Crustle fairly consistently.
Yeah, I've been mainly doing Master League. I think I did 2 weeks of Great League last cycle, and the rest was Masters.
Okay. You whale.
Sure.
All right, let's move on to Iridescent.
Which is that one?
Oh,
this one will be quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this meta's shit. It's actually dog shit.
Hey, we're sponsored by Battle Frontier. Are you careful what you say about our sponsors?
What?
No, I'm kidding.
But I like the people there, but I mean, the meta is horrible. There's like 4 Pokemon. What do you want me to say?
I did notice that Florges plus a grass is pretty solid.
I mean, nothing beats Florges in the meta. That's the thing. It's like, you don't have any way of dealing with it. The only way you beat Florges is by out-neutraling it. I mean, okay, sure. But like, well, you have a Sludge Bomb, I guess? That's the way you're beating it?
And also you've got the poison typing, so you're resisting all the fairy moves. Oh, no, sorry, it's Grass Fairy. Sorry, I thought it was like a Mungus.
Look, it even says right here, you lose... Shiinotic only wins the zeros.
Okay, cool. Withdrawn.
You lose... The ones is baiting. It's a baiting, like you baited Disarming Voice, and Moonblast does like 63%. So the Moonblast will KO, basically, before they make a Sludge Bomb. And then in the 2s... I guess it's a double bait. Yeah, you might be able to go straight Disarming Voice in the 2s, to be honest with you. Yeah, you can go straight Disarming Voice, so, I mean, that one's a little more consistent. It's like, that's what I'm saying, it's like, it's a lot of neutral matchups.
Oh.
So, like, in order to beat Florges, you need, like, something that does more damage than it neutrally, aka Superior, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Superior, you have Frenzy Plant, you just beat Florges because of that, right?
Yep.
Because it's a straight up neutral matchup, and Superior wins neutrals because of the Frenzy Plant just being like broken. So
yeah, there's really nothing that can hit it super effective.
there's like one sort of like weird pick. Maractus at number 29 has Poison Jab, but like that Pokemon sucks. So it has Poison Jab, Aerial Ace, and like you can see the one shield is like a 503 battle rating versus Florges. it's like IV dependent, so you might even lose that
Wow.
as a Maractus. So
What is it? It is straight grass.
yeah, it's a pure grass type.
Yeah, and so you're losing to all the ghosts as well.
You lose the ghost, and again, like you don't even beat Florgus really. Like you're beating the grass types, but like I feel like there's better ways to do that.
That is a crying shame. Alright, so
I mean, you can see basically we're down here at like 29, 30 on the meta list, and it's already like shit Pokemon you probably are not going to use, right?
hey, you leave Pumpkaboo alone.
Pumpkaboo, yeah, Pumpkaboo. Yeah. I'm gonna use my level 50 14 CP Pumpkaboo.
Do it, you coward.
And then like you have Meganium, let's say. Let's just for example, Meganium. Well, why would you ever pick Meganium when you have Superior? And Superior has Aerial Ace. You have coverage against grass types, which is a common typing in this meta. So it doesn't make sense to me that you would ever use Meganium.
Garvantula with cross poison. That could be good as a good oh, is Ariados a thing in this meta?
No, poison's banned.
Yeah.
There's no like grass poison types, hence why Fairy is like broken. It's just pure grass and grass fairies. There's no grass poison, so if you see the meta list. But there's a lot of ghost types. Because if you look here, dark, no darks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normal, you have a few normals. You have Girafarig, which again is only taking single resisted damage from ghosts, right? This one is actually somewhat interesting. Dolliff.
That's got normal typing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a normal grass. It's the middle evolution, I believe.
What's the moveset?
It says here Magical Leaf, Earth Power, Trailblaze.
Interesting.
So not the greatest moveset. Also has Seed Bomb. You also have Tackle, which I don't think you were gonna run that. I don't know. But you do have the normal typing, so you do destroy like all the ghosts. You lose to the other grasses though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow you beat Shiinotic. I guess it's because you're resisting the what do you call it? You're resisting the Astonish.
Yeah. Yeah. Double resisting
That makes
even.
sense. So those are the things that actually like resist ghosts, right? So you might want to. I think people are looking at Giraffe because it looks decent, and because you have a lot of good ghosts here. You have Coffin, which is always good. Dusclops is a little bit interesting, but I think Dust Noir is probably better with Astonish, right? Because Dusclops does have the Fire Punch coverage, which could be good for all the grass types in the meta. Because it says here Dust Noir loses to Superior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Dusclops beats Superior, so that's like a plus for it.
Any argument between Fire Punch and Ice Punch?
Probably just moveset, dependent on what your opponent has. But I think Ice is better than Fire in the meta overall, because you also have something here called like Hippowdon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at least Ice is hitting these. So while there is some positives, like example, Lavani is a bug grass type, right? So like Fire Punch would definitely be better there.
Yeah.
Right. And especially because they are doing super effective with their Shadow Claws to you. So, and then Charjabug, another example where Fire Punch being super effective, but the other one's not. So, again, it's sort of like just dependent on your opponent's team. what you want to run, right?
Decidui from Amber.
Yeah, these are Astonish users.
Yeah, so all the Astonish users are pretty good.
They're interesting. It is funny that Decidueye loses to Whimsicott and Shiinotic, but Shiinotic makes sense.
Yeah, Holtz, that actually sounds like quite viable. Dusclops, Dusknoir, and Coffin in one team.
Only downside is, I mean, you do resist grass if you're Decidueye, so you're probably like a bit better matchup into something like a Superior than, let's say, a Dusknoir, right?
Mm.
But then you also have the grass weakness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is not great because I think a super common pick is going to be Hippowdon.
How common do you think it's going to be, though? Because, like, it's still, even with Fire Fang, it loses to most of the grasses. I just checked.
I think you want Ice Fang.
I mean, Fire Fang, Ice Fang doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, but then you have Ice first. I mean, sure, it loses to them, but you put in good work against them in general, and it's like a good neutral pick. I think you can probably win the twos against the grass types, right? Okay, it says here that you... Oh, this is with a double bait, though. So, and you're not throwing any charge moves, apparently.
Oh, this is gross. Hang on. Yeah, you still... Wait, no, surely not. Oh, this is with Sand Attack. That's where...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're talking. You're beating a lot of grass types with Fire/Ice Fang in the twos. You're only losing to Superior, Dolive, and Credilli.
Yeah, you're losing to the super, like, bulky ones. Yeah. But even if you play out, like, the ones, let's say... Like, let's say they're counter-swapping into you, right? So, because if you have one Fire Fang advantage... Then you outpace to the weather balls, right? Because it's 6 superior, let's say.
Yeah.
Because it's 6 Fire Fang, as long as you don't shield like a bait or something, let's say, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, even in the one shield, let's say they're counter swapping, like, you get it really low.
Yep.
So it's not like it's not even that bad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
And then I guess, do you win CMP? You do in CMP, so like, so up one Fire Fang or Ice Fang, you would consistently win the twos against Superior. Again, bait dependent, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they land a Aerial Ace, they might even be able to just go straight Aerial Ace. No, you do tank an Aerial Ace, so they do have to land a Frenzy. So yeah, I think it's an interesting pick, specifically because it's not easily punished, right? It does get out neutraled. The thing about Hippowdon is it gets out neutraled by things like Florges, the ghost types, things like that. It gets sort of out neutraled as to a point where you know, they beat it just because they're better, they have better moves, right? But it's also a very flexible pick.
Yeah.
Right?
Surprisingly flexible, like being a Fire Fang user.
Yeah, and a ground type in a grass meta, right? I think you mainly want Ice Fang too, because if your opponent also has Hippowdon, then you want the Ice Fang, right? Because if you're running Fire Fang and your opponent's running Ice Fang, you're going to be really kind of in trouble there too, in that mirror match. So it just kind of hurts you with Lavani. Like, Charger Bug, for sure, you're still winning either way. Whether you have Ice Fang or not, there's no way you're losing to Charger Bug. So I don't think it's like that big a deal. You go from a 744 to a 716 battle rating. So
yeah,
I mean, it's like a little worse, but it's still pretty good for you, obviously resisting the electric type damage. So
Girafarig has been airdropped in.
Yeah, I think it will be important to... I think most teams will have a Girafarig on it or something like that.
I think
like,
you have to.
Or
Otherwise, the ghosts just run wild.
Yeah. It says here you beat Florgus too. Let's see what that battle looks like. Straight Psychic Fangs. Okay. You get the double Psychic Fangs before they can only get the 2 Disarming Voices.
Yeah, a few people have Great League Genesect and All-Star.
Who has a Great League Genesect?
PDY969 does. Captain Shook, I believe, is saying that they do, and I'm pretty sure I do as well.
Well, Genesect's not eligible in this meta.
Yeah. So conversation was just was
well, there's
getting off
no
track in
steel types, right? There
Yeah.
is a lot of bug. The problem is the bugs just get destroyed by the ghost types. So that's the thing. I feel like if you build a team around like Superior, Florgus, Lavani, Hippowdon, plus like a ghost or 2, things like that, you got a pretty flexible team, right? But if you start adding in things like Parasect or Maractus and shit like that, like you're just becoming more RPS. Not sure if Dragapult's good. It seems interesting, but there's a lot of fairy types and a lot of ghost damage, so I'm not sure it can hang in there with all that damage. But it does seem interesting because of the charger bugs, the superiors, that type of stuff, right?
Charger Bug losing to Fire Punch Dusclops in all evens is gross, even with Crunch.
That's the one benefit of Dusclops is you have the option of the punches, right?
Yeah.
So, and the punches are definitely nice coverage.
You are winning the zeros with a Volt Switch of energy lead, which is something, but still, you're still losing the 1s and 2s, which is like not pretty.
To which?
This is Charger Bug with Crunch versus Dusclops.
Oh, okay. I mean, you have some ghosts you can interchange, but I think they all do sort of similar things. Like you have Coffin with this a Shadow Claw user, right? So, which is nice because you do beat Dusclops. Because like Hex Shadow Punch just doesn't have that sort of like oomph on it, you know?
You beat
doesn't have the power.
You beat Dusclops, but you lose to Dusk Noir, right? As the
I think it's a pacing. I mean, they have Shadow Punch, right? So they just get there pretty quickly. Yeah, they get the double Shadow Punch before you make double Dark Balls. So and Astonish is just super strong, so what can you say?
Dusclops against Leavanny. Dusclops definitely does have it, especially with Fire Punch. Like, Fire Punch is double super effective in that matchup.
I mean, you could run Poltergeist if you want, like, an in-game nuke. That would definitely clap Cofagrigus, so...
What would you replace? Shadow Punch?
I guess Shadow Punch. I mean, you're probably Ice Punching most things. You could probably Ice Punch most things, right? Ice or Fire Punch?
Well, you might need Fire Punch for because then Charger Bug might do too well into you. Hang on, let me see what that looks like.
You could run double punch, you know, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, if you want.
Yeah, I feel like you're giving up too much if you don't have what's a magic Shadow Punch.
You could probably beat Hippowdon with an Ice Punch. So again, situational. It's nice to have options. Yeah.
Dusclops is beating Charger Bug in the 1s and 2s still with Ice Punch. And against Hippowdon with Fire Fang. running Fire Punch. Hippowdon wins the ones. But so you gotta memorize all that. Like Hippowdon wins the ones against Dusclops if it's running Fire Punch. If Dusclops is running Ice Punch, Charger Bug beats it in the zeros.
Yeah, the other pick that I thought could be sort of interesting is you also have another Fairywind user, Slurpuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a little more awkward.
Right?
Yeah, you have Flamethrower, but like it's just like it's 7 to a Flamethrower, 7/6,
Yeah.
so then straight 7 to Play Rough. Whereas Florges has the option of the Disarming Voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So having that lower energy move is just really nice for it. So
Shiinotic is losing to Dusk Noir, interestingly.
give me a second, I'll be back in a minute.
Alright. Except in the 2s. What's his moveset again? Seed Bomb, Sludge Bomb. And it's got a bulk of 1916, so not great. Dusknoir is actually bulkier than I thought. Hisui and Decidueye gets Psycho Cut, Aerial Ace, and Nightshade. Psycho Cut, Aerial Ace, Nightshade. Let's see. Crushing Levani, of course. Still losing to Superior? What is this shit? This is a grass fighting type, so it's double weak to Aerial Ace. And it's losing to Dusclops. Beats it in the zeros. Can't beat the Vine Pace. Nothing beats the Vine Pace. And also, being double weak to it is pretty hard to overcome. No, I think the original recipe Decidueye sounds like a better way to go. And it looks like it is a little more consistent against the ghosts than Shiinotic.
Which one?
Decidueye. Probably because of that Spirit Shackle.
It's pretty glassy, but you have the Spirit Shackle. I think you can debuff their defense too with that, so...
That's alright.
I believe so.
I bet you are, Holtz.
Not sure what the percentage is on that.
If it's paired with, as in like, the Decidueye with Superior?
Fighting type.
Oh, see the vision. Okay.
I don't have one of these either. I think there was a raid day and it was completely like weather boosted, so I never was able to trade for one.
Ghost, Bug, Girafarig. That's going to be a triangle. And then Florges as the wild card, I guess.
I mean, like I said, Florges just is one of those things where with energy or shields, it's just a menace, right? So you're going to have to be really careful in this meta. Going down shields, like again, as we talked about previously, if your whole deal is you're gonna fight for alignment, well, you're just gonna get fucking destroyed by a Florgus in the back with shield advantage. So it's gonna come out, it's gonna fairy wind down your Pokemon, shield once, and then it's gonna start moonblasting the shit out of you. So
Whimsicott, the highest ranked safe swap. Interestingly.
mm-hmm.
Beats Superior.
Yeah, you beat Superior. I mean, you have neutral fast move damage.
Mm.
Saying it, it's running Hurricane, so
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Like so many grass and bug types around. Hurricane's the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you beat Coffin straight Seed Bomb in the ones? Or is this up energy? Ooh, that's up 2 Fairy Winds, okay. It's just a little sus, but on even energy, they outpace you.
Mm-hmm. What about with 1 Fairy Wind?
In the 2s, you land a Hurricane.
With 2 baits, though.
I mean, you can straight Seed Bomb.
Alright, now I'm gonna step up for a sec. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're done this meta then. Fish is gone. This meta seems bad. I'm sorry. There's like, I mean, you don't want metas to be RPS, but it's just like too top heavy. And there's too limited selection of typings, I think. You have like no spice picks, or not even spice picks. There's no like anti-meta. It's just all like weird. Yeah, I would hope that Decidueye beats Superior. You have neutral fast move damage, and you're taking resisted Vine Whips. Sawsbuck, oh my god, please don't. Less bulky, inflexible, vulnerable. Look at these charge moves. Trailblaze, Mega Horn, Wild Charge. My god.
Are we approving Sawsbuck or not?
Maybe if it had a better move, you know? It's 16 turns to a Trailblaze. Jesus. Maybe if this thing had like Swift or something, I could see it being usable, but I don't know.
So, like, yeah, I think you were right about this one being a quick one. Like, pick your grass. They've got, each one has advantages and disadvantages. Pick your bug. Pick your ghost.
You're probably gonna have
and
Superior,
have
Florgus, Levani. Like those Levani. Those three are probably gonna be on your team. You could put in a Girafarig, you can put in a Hippowdon, you can put in a ghost or two, and then like there's not really that much to it. You can mix and match the week depending on what your opponent's bringing. Maybe you think, oh, like, you know, Sceptile's interesting because of the aerial laser.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Fury Cutter damage, because like Lorantis has Fury Cutter, so you technically can beat like the other ghost or grass types, you know, but I don't know.
I would even probably leave Levani off the essentials list because like there's some stuff that it really can't handle because of that bug and bug subtyping.
I mean, yeah, but you do have the ghost fast damage plus grass coverage, so it's pretty good coverage, I think, overall.
No, yeah, definitely like good.
You beat Girafarig.
Yeah, that is actually very, very important. Like,
With Shadow Claw, right? Because
you
you have
just-
X Scissor.
yeah, how much does an X Scissor do?
I mean, probably a lot.
I'm just wondering, could you like hit it once and then farm it
80%.
down? Yeah, you could probably farm it down from there.
It does a lot. Shadow Claw is doing 3%, so you don't need that many Shadow Claws.
You need 7
for
Shadow
it.
Claws. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so that is handy. Ursaluna has Fire Punch for grasses. It still loses from like even energy and shields.
Mm-hmm.
But like that could be a situation where you build up like a couple of Fire Punches in the end game. Their superior comes back in and you throw twice and it's gone. And then it is beating the ghosts and it beats Florges. Bench pressure for the ghost. Well, I wouldn't even call that best case. Like, I imagine it could like seriously allow like that's how you build up your energy, right? Like if you do match
It's so glassy in Great League. It's so
Is
glassy,
it actually?
man.
17-7. Wow, that is glassy. Holy.
Like I guarantee you, like Florges will land like a freaking disarming voice, and then just like fairy wind you down or some shit. Like I've used this thing before. There was another meta I built it for. I did some practice battles and then I never used it.
It loses the zeros.
Swift's a good move though.
Pretty bad.
And you do
greatly.
have the punch options,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
I mean
that's a shame.
it does seem like it's got good typing and coverage.
Yeah.
But like you actually do okay into the ghosts with tackle, like I don't know.
Yeah, you want something that's on the glacier side. You do want like faster charging attacks.
Like you're losing pretty badly to Cofagrigus. You lose to Dustclops. You're beating Dust Noir, but I mean,
All right, so I'm gonna just reel all of what I said back in. Hold on, A-Hots. I want to make sure we are done with this meta, because like once we move off of it, we're not coming back.
I'm done. Fuck that meta.
Runerigus, anything for Runerigus? Have we talked about that yet? Maldo, come on, Captain.
It's another ghost type that's weak to grass. Like I don't know.
Dragapult.
Does that help it in this meta? Dragapult's cool, but there's so many there's
That's
so
the
many
best thing going for it.
fairy and ghost type damage.
Uh-huh.
It's taking super effective from like half the shit in the meta, and like it's also glassy, so you don't want to be taking super effective damage from things. So I don't know.
Vithu's saying that Runerigus sims really well.
Maybe
That
with
brutal
like
swing.
brutal swing. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, like you're like a ghost type, which we've already established is a good typing, and then you're adding in. Maybe it's okay against the other ghosts just because of the pacing.
It actually, it actually is only losing to grass types and Girafarig, and then throw like this narrow loss against Dust Noir in there. Like, so yeah, okay, the grass weakness is a bad thing, and we like you do have to be aware of that, but like it has solid play against everything else.
I mean, it's a grass meta, but whatever you do, you.
Hey, the number of people that brought a LoL and Sandslash into a counter meta in play Pokemon.
Yeah, those people are crazy. Wasn't me. I was the look at them guy.
Just don't get it locked in against a grass type. That's the secret. If you want to be as good as Lyle, don't let your Pokemon get locked in a bad matchup.
Yeah, that's called leaving them on your bench.
But
That's
also,
the only
like,
way.
against everything but the Dolive and the Credilli, sorry, the Dolive and the Girafarig here, like, if you do get it into a good matchup, build up some Shadow Claw energy, like, Shadow Ball hits all of those real hard.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got to move faster because I'm falling asleep. I'm still jet lagged, so I'm not gonna be beat around the bush here.
Yeah, fair enough. We have pretty much done them, like, covered the meta. So then, if we move on to Cascade, this is the one I've been put on, and it's the one I know least about, which bodes well for my spot in the team.
This is the one what you know the most about?
Least about.
Me too.
Excellent, excellent. This is
Just
the best
PvP
one.
poke
Awesome.
it. What do you do when you don't know the meta? You pick the top 3 or 4 on your team, then you mix in a couple pieces, and then you're done. That's how you build teams.
Sounds so simple when you talk about it.
Mm-hmm. It's an Arctivax meta at least. That's nice.
Arctivax is very fun. Avalanche or Icy Wind?
I think most people are running Icy Wind these days.
Okay. I do like an Avalanche.
Just for the degen strats. I mean, what are you avalanching? I guess Oranguru you could avalanche.
The harder hitting move often, like, is enough to KO a Pokemon where the Icy Wind won't be. So you need to, like, Icy Wind and then Dragon Breath a bunch more. And then occasionally you might need to use an extra shield.
Yeah, but like dragons are never worried about using 2 shields, right? So doesn't change the win losses between Icy Wind and Avalanche. So
for the record, Lyle is, like, ancient. Amber's saying you're not that old, but we want to quash that right here. You're like 73, aren't you?
yeah, that's me. Yeah, so Arctivax is a good safe switch according to this. Basically, nothing beats it. Shadow Gyarados beats it.
Yeah, Gyarados is looking solid, actually. Yeah, the Arctivax just doesn't lose hard to anything. DD.
No. I mean, Dragon Breath shred Deoxys. That's something you probably want Icy Wind for.
Sorry, which matchup?
Deoxys.
Okay. How many other counter uses are there?
Hmm. $33.
6 of them.
Okay, so oh, that is already with a few Dragon Breath lead.
Azam? Is that Alakazam?
Yeah, there's Deoxys, Wobbuffet, Axorus, Alakazam. Those are counter users, so they're all bad. The double kickers, yeah, there's Giraffarig and Nidoking.
Yeah, but both would lose to a Rangaroo, right?
What?
Girafarig and Nidoking.
Nidoking, definitely. Giraffarig, I mean, probably not great of a matchup, but
Because the Rangaroo's got the Brutal Swing.
yeah. But you're also resisting the confusions, at least.
Hmm. Yeah, nah, Rangaroo crushes it. Wins all evens, shield advantage, and the 1-2 disadvantage.
No, you actually win the zeros and the ones as Giraffarig. Because they're baiting with a Trailblaze. Because in the Sims, they're baiting with a
weird.
Trailblaze.
I've got here default rank a Rangaroo and rank 1 Girafarig.
Okay, now you're losing. Maybe there's like a double kick. Hmm, 6 damage. It's close. It's a close matchup for sure. Even in the zeros. Yeah, because you survive a brutal swing. And then you, like, it doesn't one-shot you. You're resisting the confusion, so you make it the double Trailblaze. You're able to KO the Giraffarig with the second one.
Wait, how are you making it to double Trailblaze?
With double kick.
Oh, with double kick's the same pace as confusion, though, isn't it? No, it's faster.
Mm-hmm. It's Hex.
Yeah, okay.
Energy, so it's 12 energy per. Confusion's 12 energy, but it's 4 turns, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, it's probably
you get there at the same time then. Like it's 4 double kicks to a Trailblaze, it's 3 confusions to a Brutal Swing.
Mm-hmm.
But Girafarig is winning CMP.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting. At least you resist the confusions, and you have fighting damage for, you know, Arctibax and stuff like that, right? Because Arctibax does look pretty strong, so. And Girafarig is winning the 1s and the 2s against it, so.
I feel like 6 dragons is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Arctibax, Goodra, Shadow Dragonair. Might skip Altaria. We go to Shadow Dragonite. Baxcalibur if you got one.
Yeah, you'll face your opponent will run like Ice Fang Baxcalibur
then. Flygon able to beat an Arctibax Quagsire. So Arctibax Quagsire looking very solid as a core on Team Builder. Flygon can beat both though.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be Sand Attack Dragon Claw. Oh no, Dragon Tail, of course. So you just
dragon damage looks pretty valuable, right? So I don't see why you probably wouldn't run of dragon damage.
Yeah, totally. Barbarical mentioned in the chat.
No steals, so nothing to resist dragon.
Creek had a Stone Edge Cross Chop. You're losing badly to Quagsire. You're beating Dugong very hard. Beating Abomasnow. Beating Arctobax. So you're beating like the two best dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And Galissapod. It's very close against a Rangaroo. Yeah, fighting damage looks alright.
I mean, you have fighting and grass coverage with the draft rig, so decent resistances. Uxie again, popular here. Somebody likes Uxie, I guess.
GTFO.
Oh, Citadel meta? Okay, now we're talking. Another one of those metas where Snowy Castform is ranked 9th and no one will ever use it.
Good luck, Chibi.
I swear to God, this meta is like consistently over evaluated by all these custom metas.
What is the total?
No, Snowy Castform.
Ah, yeah, right.
The total at least has coverage with a body slam. Snowy Castform just Weather Ball, Ice Beam, Blizzard.
I think it does reasonably well with that combination of bulk and moves.
Mm-hmm.
Although its key losses I'm not super happy with. Barbaracle, Dugong, Quagsire, Oranguru, and Arctobax.
Yeah, I mean, Citadel still loses to Dugong probably, but it's like a lot more playable there. At least, like your body slams aren't doing much, but at least they're slowly chipping it down. You know.
Dugong's your ass type of choice, right?
Or Citadel. Mm-hmm. Meta shadows are allowed in this meta. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Wait for a Shadow Citadel to come out.
That would be pretty sick. We don't really have any like good Shadow Ice types that many, so.
Abomasnow does beat a Rangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did notice that, Vithu. That's a little weird.
I think they have him on Thundershock now because of the buff Thundershock, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Just like, and it's a little bit less clunky. And you're doing the more damage now, so Thundershock's like pretty solid overall.
Abomasnow losing to Arctobax in all evens is gross.
Mm-hmm.
Even with baiting off. Oh no, hang on, we want to... Yeah, no, if, so... Arctobax doesn't even need a bait. And that's with Avalanche too. Not even Icy Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. Not good. Trouble is, with Quagsire being up there, I feel like you need reasonable counters for that. Which a Rangaroo, it says here, it does beat it in the ones. A Rangaroo wins all evens against Quagsire. Shadow Quag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it is a pseudo grass, isn't it?
Yeah. You have the Trailblaze coverage.
Hmm. I would say Quag is not cope. Like, you build an energy lead on Quag, it suddenly beats a Bomber Snow very handily. I've got to get the door just a sec.
Mm. All right. Anyways, Fish,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to head out because I can't stay awake any longer. But I appreciate you having me on here.
You couldn't make it. Couldn't make it to the end of the last meta.
I mean, I'm not even conscious on what's going on right now, so I'm really not adding anything to the thing. If you want to keep,
I mean, yeah, I feel like you are. Like it's you are.
I'm just
managing to counteract all the dumb ideas I'm coming up with.
I don't know. Yeah, like I'm falling asleep, so I'm still pretty severely jet lagged from my trip. So I thought I was doing okay, but it's not going very well right now. So I apologize.
Okay, so if you are watching this, either live or on the VOD, I feel we covered Iridescent and Solstice pretty well. You are going to have to do a little bit more research on Cascade. Is there... How would you summarize it? Oranguru and Arctobax are absolute staples.
As Fish said, just run 6 dragons.
You can run a whole bunch of dragons. Shadow Quag I am a fan of. And Mew... sorry, Mew as well. If you can... get that moveset of Dragon Claw Wild Charge, I think that would be pretty handy as well. How does that do against Oranguru? Like, it does beat Oranguru.
Yeah, you have the good coverage there for the dragons, I guess. So
and Dugong as well.
Right now, my Mew has Wild Charge and Surf.
I've got Surf and Overheat, I believe. Also, my new running shoes just arrived.
I got a shiny Mew, and it's not much better than my other Mew.
Pretty good.
I think the first Mew I have is better. It's a 15 attack.
Ooh. Bolt Beam says Mew's pretty unimpressive in application. I feel like it's an all or nothing type Pokemon. Like it can spectacularly crash, or it can like win the day single-handedly.
I've always liked it. I mean, you can get interesting with the moveset if you want to, right? It also has Dragon Tail if you want to go that route. It has Dragon Tail. It has Grass Knot. Psyshock is always an interesting one to run there just for some lower energy, some damage. So,
All right, go to bed. Thanks everyone for joining us. This with the replay of this will be up on the Pallet Town PvP YouTube channel if you did miss some of it, so check it out there. In the Pallet Town Discord server, we are probably going to talk a little more about Cascade because we do need to get the hang of it. And good luck with your upcoming cycle.